Growing up as the child of crazy hippie goat farmers in deeply traditional dairy cow country, I never really felt like I belonged. And frankly, that wasn't just a belief. One of these things is not like the other. We objectively did not belong. And that made life really hard. From being bullied on the school bus because ew, you smell weird, to getting beat up on the playground, you dirty hippies. My childhood was a series of reminders that we were different. But every time I would run crying to my parents, they would just say, well, being different is hard, but that's how we change the world. Awesome. Now, all grown up with kids of my own and as a single parent, I haven't had a lot of time to change the world. I haven't even had time to get to all the things my kids have going on at school. Luckily, by the time my youngest two kids are in high school, I'm finally at the point in my career where I have more flexibility in my schedule. And my youngest two kids are in the school choir, and they are just jazzed because I'm finally going to make the Veterans Day program. You see, their dad's a Marine, I'm a Navy vet, and coolest of all in their eyes, their sister is an Army combat medic. House divided? Yeah. And there isn't a large military presence where we live. So we are the stand in, the real life representatives for the military related experiences that they have. And they're stoked because they are going to have their own real live veteran in the audience. So the day of the concert, it's a chilly, rainy November afternoon, and I rush from my office to the school, super grateful to find a parking space. And I get buzzed through the front door to step up to the makeshift desk in the foyer. The young lady working the registration desk hands me a hall pass and a little flag pin, and she asks me, hi, who are you here to support? And I pause because I'm not quite sure what she's asking me. So she helpfully adds, oh, who's your veteran? Cool, gotcha. I smile at her and I say, me. And she looks at me and blinks again. And then she says, but you're a girl. Wow. Flashback a few decades earlier, there I am standing at attention at the foot of a bunk bed in a personnel bay, sweating bullets from a combination of the Orlando summer heat and abject fear as Senior Chief Petty Officer is screaming at us for some probably imagined transgression. And he is on a royal tear. Little ladies, you have chosen to join my Navy, and if it was up to me, none of you would be here. But they tell me I have to let you, so by God, you will be the best I can make you, or you will wash out. And that was a threat and a promise that he was all too happy to follow through on every chance he got. And honestly, throughout the rest of my time in the service, I constantly swam in that weird, awful mix of desperately wanting and needing to belong while living and working in spaces determined to remind me that I was not welcome there. Oh, I was smart enough and I was strong enough, but there were very few waves, that's the polite term for female sailor, amidst the sea of men. And it was both implied and said with our leaders' whole chests that if they had to let us be there, we're just better suited for roles in maybe admin or nursing, but certainly not here, wherever here was. So back to the day of the concert. Just that morning, I had been working with company leadership advocating for the addition of a veteran employee resource group to our diversity council. And they were not really all about that. You see, we just don't have that many veteran employees. And in these complicated financial times, we're not sure it makes sense to fund another employee resource group. Tell me you don't support the military without telling me you don't support the military. I let their comments hang uncomfortably in the air for a moment. And then I brought the receipts. Well, actually, according to the data that I have from HR, we have 170 active duty and National Guard and their spouses as employees, and an estimated 300 veterans and veteran family members across all of our divisions. And that happens to be about 3 times the number of stakeholders served by any of our existing employee resource groups. And with a little more back and forth, they finally grudgingly agree my proposal does make good business sense. And in that moment of advocacy, I was like, woohoo, take a look at me now. And yet, here we are just a few hours later with yet another reminder that there are still people like this young lady who cannot comprehend that we belong in these spaces. Y'all, representation matters. So I muster up what I hope is a confident smile. And I say to her, yeah, I'm a girl, thank you. And I'm a veteran. Now, her head is still tilted like a confused little puppy, but I just smile and wave and pin that little flag on my jacket and walk right past her into the auditorium and take my seat. And as I look around at this auditorium, I see all these other veterans from all different service eras. And it just hits me. I may have grown from outsider to advocate, but the reality is changing the world is a never ending process. And belonging isn't really a destination, it's a shared experience that we create together. As we all rise to our feet for the colors and our national anthem, I finally really feel it. I belong, they belong, we belong.